Busy, but we have made it. I have tried watching a good amount of football this weekend. I've been pretty busy this weekend, trying to go and do stuff, just making a living. And I caught some games from both college and the NFL this week, around especially the Titans game, like I'm at. But yeah, it's good to see football around. It's good to see football back for sure. Tried a little bit of at least kind of pay attention to the MLB recently. NBA, college basketball right around the corner too. So it's that time. It's the start
Jordan
of
Walker to
a
walk
really
off.
good time of the year. Yeah, I found out about that earlier today. I have not been paying too much attention to the recently, but it's good to see the young guys get experience and do something.
He's
So,
still a young guy.
yeah, it's been a busy week, but I've tried what I can, and it's good. It's good to see everything kind of come along this time of the year.
You fucking bullshit. Stupid. Let's get this over with. Garrett Wilson and Brett Beatty both had good days. Mets lost 2 out of 3 with the Cincinnati Reds. They still hold one of the wild card spots, and the Padres are kind of stinking. But I don't think that the Padres and the Giants don't not make the playoffs. So the Mets are still kind of grinding while also simultaneously sweeping the fucking first place Phillies. They play the fucking Pirates 4 more times before the season's over. So that's what Rob Manfred's done to me. And then fucking Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a 4 touchdown game since 2021. So I mean, it's fucking so stupid. It's
Four
Let's get
touchdowns,
this thing
no
over with.
interceptions.
Shut the fuck up. He oh jeez. What was well it was who was it? It was Ben Skoranek. It wasn't even like DK. It was like Ben Skoranek, Calvin Austin, and who's the other guy? I think Caleb Johnson was just a fucking returner. Nick Howard, can we announce on the podcast the trade offer I sent you? Not but 15 minutes ago. I think it's a good trade, honestly. But I don't know. The offense, I guess I'm reading this thing that EPA or whatever. Like the Jets had the best offense in football this year, this week, and we can't tackle. So I don't know what to say, man. It's the complete ass backwards of what I thought it would be, of what it's been in the past. Like at least in the past, it was like, oh, Salah sucks, but at least the defense hit hard. Or not, it wasn't even Salah. I guess it was like Mike McDaniel or who, or not Mike McDaniel, the other Lafleur,
Aaron
and
Glenn.
yeah, well now with Glenn,
Now, yeah.
but it used to be like the offense sucked, but like at least the defense would give us a chance. Like no, instead it's the complete fucking butt opposite. Even though we still have the defensive coach and whatever. But I don't know. I guess I'm excited. I don't know. I can't say anything. Brett Beatty homered. That was it, really. I mean, Juan Soto homered, but he's doing empty stats now. He's on like the Schwarber track. Don't get me started on Kyle Schwarber, man. So fucking full of it. Let's get this thing over with. Hello, folks. PC check it.
I'm not sure. I think they are definitely looking borderline. Like they at least, like you said, they at least did their part. They contended against the reigning Super Bowl champions, albeit week one. It was kind of one of those week one looking games, in my opinion, especially the second half when
Well,
CeeDee
what happened
Lamb
before
was
the
just
game really
dropping a
kind of
ton of
started?
balls. Oh, I mean, yeah, you open up the season with the Eagles. Yeah, absolutely. With Jalen Carter getting ejected for spitting on Dak, and there's all sorts of spit gate there and stuff. Just crazy happening. I just remember, like, literally looking up at my screen. I was like, wait, what? He's gone from the game? And they show the replay. I was just like, what in the world? Like, 6 seconds in. And that definitely had an effect on things. I mean, this the way that Javante Williams was getting going. There wasn't as much pressure. They were missing so much for what they usually have in Jalen Carter, up on that literally defensive line, just putting pressure there. And Javante Williams was able to go and just at least get good 5 yard burst just down the field and good touchdowns. And he had a decent game because of like just how much they lacked there. And Dak was still doing pretty good too. There were good passes and everything like that. I thought he played great. But yeah, definitely in the second half you had CeeDee Lamb just dropping balls, which was completely just like, man, I think CeeDee Lamb is a great player, but that is the thing that just I think it separates him from like the best is just he has those games where like he'll go and drop at just the most crucial times. So I think that definitely like yeah, I think that it's best
It's
for
but a lot
Cowboys
of wide
for how
receivers. I mean,
like
AJ Brown
everything.
had that game. A lot of
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah. I
unlike a
think
wide
that's
receiver.
what
I
I'm
mean, maybe
saying. A
the
lot of people are
drops
like
for
CeeDee
sure.
Lamb is just absolutely elite,
Wait,
and
is
I
this
think
the
that they got a
Eagles
good
meme where it
point.
goes
But
109 empty yards versus 8 productive yards? Because I mean,
I
the kid
mean,
had 7 catches, 109 yards.
I guess, but like it's still like you gotta catch late in the game. It matters,
Hmm.
and Dak was making great throws, and he was just not there for what could have been huge, crucial turning points to the game. And yeah, in the end, the Eagles just kind of clamped it up. They did really good job on defense, especially in the secondary. I think they did really well in the second half. And definitely, even like Pickens was kind of tired in the end, and I think that like Rodrigo Blankenship getting that huge hit in the end just really like the Cowboys really seemed like they were giving up, and like the plays that they were making, the Eagles were just swarming the ball all the time. And I think that just kind of like it just seemed like the vibe was dead after that rain delay for sure for Dallas. But it was a good showing in the first half. I think that they can really get a lot and maybe
You
make
know, it's
noise,
football. They
but I
should just play.
wouldn't say just yet that this is a playoff contending team, especially with Micah Parsons, who knows what happens the rest of the season, you know, or without Micah Parsons.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Well,
Parsons had a sack
yeah, Parsons.
against.
We can get to Green Bay at some point. The Parsons, you could definitely tell, was missing a little bit on that defensive end for Dallas. I think they've still Crandall's still got a decent chance. Um, if he if they're going to be any good, they do need a running back. Like Javonte Williams played well, but they need that, and they need somebody else on defense to really step up, really make an impact. The Eagles start off 1-0. Good for them. On Friday, it was down in Rio where the Chiefs lost to the Chargers. Pretty big game, actually. A divisional game. You know, the Chiefs had a lockdown on the divisional game or the division for a while now, and that one's a big one, especially
God
against the
damn it,
Chargers.
Josh Allen, more points.
And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Big story from the Chiefs Chargers. Worthy dislocated his shoulder. Travis Kelsey has now taken out more Chiefs than probably the rest of the National Football League. Rasheed, first time, and now.
But not more than driving incidents, which
You're
is
right.
weird.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But Xavier Worthy, it looks like he's going to be out for a little while. Dislocated shoulder. So we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. The Chargers looked good. it looked like the Keenan Allen show there for a while. He played really well, even though throughout the age-wise, maybe we'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, the Chiefs, they're gonna have some stuff to figure out for sure, especially at the wide receiver position now without Rice or Worthy. So like you're gonna need a guy like Hollywood Brown to step up. Jalen Royals might have to step up and really be our speed guy. Even though he was out last week, he should be back next week. So hopefully we can get something going there. Pacheco needs to run the ball better. But maybe if we're out west, what was your takeaways from the Chiefs Chargers game?
The Chargers looked really good. And I don't want to get into this whole Justin Herbert thing because we all know that he's proven that he can kind of do it in the regular season. It's more like the jury's still out in the playoffs. So you don't want to give him all of his flowers. But you do want to say, hey, Madison Beer, that's a catch. So that and hey, it's a funny show. And Harbaugh got a lot out of Quentin Johnston. Joe Alt looked good. Like these guys that he kind of had as building blocks before he got there, and the guys that he's added with that. I mean, Lad McConkey. Who's the other young kid who they had out there? Omarion Hampton got me a few fantasy points. He was kind of stuffed at the line of scrimmage a couple times, but Najee Harris, I guess he has something wrong with his eyes. But he was able to make it work with Quentin Johnston in the passing game with Herbert. And I think the marriage between Herbert and Harbaugh is kind of a thing to be seen. Right now we're watching another Har brother go with the Baltimore Ravens, and they look pretty good. They just gave up a touchdown. So it's still a 2-score game, but it's a closer game there in Buffalo. But I think the Chargers look really good. They are a team to be reckoned with. I mean, the Chiefs, whatever we say about Chiefs September Ball and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and they're going to figure it out and all that. But sure, but this is also the Chargers doing a good thing in Brazil, which was interesting. Travis Kelce did like the little bowl celebration. I think he thought he was in Spain, is what I think. But who knows? I guess he's the gym teacher or whatever's going on over there in your guys' neck of the woods. But I'm excited to see what the Chargers do. I think the Chargers could be a really exciting team, and whatever with the Chiefs. I mean, that Worthy loss is kind of tough. That's so sad. I mean, that's almost like a Jet thing.
It's a big
Like I don't know what to tell you guys. I just kind of have to sit back and laugh because
yeah, no, and that's fine. We've been high up for 5-6 years now, and anytime watching the Chiefs kind of crumble, I bet you guys kind of cheer silently or loudly, either way. But that's okay. Week one, hopefully they get some stuff going. There are some obvious holes they're going to need to fix, but in Rio, first game of the season, it is the Chiefs. They should be able to figure it out. So then we had a bunch of games here. I'm going to go through this noon slate, and then you guys can kind of pick what you want from these games. The Buccaneers beat the Falcons 23-20. Baker ended up having
first touchdown of the day.
Yep.
Bijan Robinson, 50 yards.
Yeah, that was a huge run by Bijan there. Baker Mayfield, 3 touchdowns, 167 yards. Emeka Ibuka had a big touchdown late.
Still become high school
2
representative.
touchdowns for him. Big day for the rookie. Like we've already mentioned, Bijan had 100 yards, a touchdown, the long one, 50-yarder, first one of the NFL season. Good win on the Buccaneers.
No, first one of the Sunday slate. There was games on Thursday and Friday. We just talked about those.
You're right. Thanks for looking at it.
I'll be the math teacher.
Make sure that he's keeping everybody on track. That's the guy we really want to keep everybody on track, even though 10 minutes goes to nonsense.
Straight and narrow.
Speaking of nonsense, the Bengals-Browns, there's not much to really talk about there.
Hey, Michael Penix. That was a cool run.
Yeah, cool.
Young Hoku.
still
Young
lost.
Oku, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Tough
watch too much
miss.
about this game, honestly. So
Bengals
I
Browns.
can't watch Red Zone, dude.
That was Flacco had not a bad game.
Flacco
but
ended
it
up with
was just like a
290 yards and a touchdown. The Bengals escaped. I mean, the Bengals ended up winning 17-16 against the Browns. They're kind of hoping that they're going to be a playoff team. You can't beat the Browns 17-16.
Defense wasn't terrible.
I have no faith in the
What
Cleveland.
Shamar Stewart? What's going on with that kid? Is he playing
Sure.
football? Who's a first round pick or second
Shamar
round pick?
Stewart.
Who was the
Keyshawn Judkins.
He signed with
No.
them.
He just signed.
No, the fucking
No,
yes,
Jamar
yeah,
Stewart
he's on the
from-
Browns.
yeah.
I'm talking about the pass rusher for the Bengals. The one who said he was going to go back to school. I think he's from Texas Tech.
I don't know.
But yes,
Yeah, or Texas A&M.
A&M. Judkins on my fantasy team. On yours in the Dudes and Sports, I've got him in another one. Put him on your IR. He's he's gonna be running back too, probably, especially after this showing.
And I think he'll,
Fucking who else was there? Pierre Strong or something, or Jerome Ford, or
it was Dylan Sampson who had the most touches, but the longest was 29 now. So Judkins could definitely make an impact if you are looking for fantasy waiver wire. He's not available on the Dudes because he is on my bench. But yeah, Bengals get a win, I guess. I don't know.
God, Lamar is so fast, man.
Speaking of disasters, Dolphins got smoked by the Colts. Danny Dimes had 272 yards and a touchdown. The Dolphins just looked bad. They didn't look good.
AFC South
Daniels.
champ Danny Dimes.
It is really bad. We'll have to wait and see on the Dolphins. I didn't catch much of this game because they were down really early. Good win, I guess, on Danny Dimes. But yeah. The Raiders squeaked out a win against the Patriots. Genty had 19,
Tua sucks.
19.
What the heck?
Yeah, Tua sucks. Well, we don't have to. Well, the whole offense sucks. If you watch any of that game, the whole offense sucks.
Yeah, they
Any
just
good is
definitely look out
Devontae
of.
It makes me so happy when
The only
Tyreek
one
does
that
bad.
makes
Yeah, Devon A. Chain. Yeah.
That's it. Everybody else looks like shit. Sounds
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to.
That was garbage time, though.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing really to talk about for that. They're gonna be the bottom half.
Derrick Henry.
Uh,
Gosh, he's still good, man.
Gosh,
fuck.
if Derrick Henry got another long run, Randall's gonna beat me for freaking Derrick Henry. All right. The Raiders played the Patriots. They squeaked out a win. Gino had 362 yards and a touchdown. Genty had 1 touchdown.
Best Raiders quarterback performance in at least a decade.
Oh yeah,
At
I mean,
least.
Gino's no slouch. Gino did really well
No.
in Seattle.
Better
Like,
than anything
that
Carr
was-
ever did. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
That looks like a natural QB playing today for them, and like it, yeah, 100%. Like the passes that were going on, there was one bad interception I think he had. Other than that, he had a great passing day, and from what I was seeing, yeah, I like that performance a lot. Patriots just. The defense is there. There's a little nice defense, but like
Yeah, I didn't see
overall,
anything
their
about
offense
Vrabel.
still just really seems not anything exciting. Yeah, and that's kind of what Vrabel will give you, especially like his first games. We'll see how the season goes, but yeah, yeah, not bad. Not a good win for the Raiders.
Yep, it's just a win for them. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of challenge coming up here in the AFC West. Then we'll go to the Cardinals beating the Saints in kind of another one of those poop show kind of games.
Who dropped the
Those
ball
Saints
for the
jerseys were
Saints?
so weird.
They were bad. Who dropped the ball for the Saints towards the end of the game?
All I saw was Olave going in and out of the tent.
It was yeah.
Was it
There
number
was
22?
something on TV they
Rashid
showed.
Shaheed?
No, was it the running back who dropped it?
Pete Mitchell?
Let's see, Saints drop.
Devin Neal?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah,
But they had a
this-
tough drop at the end of the game. It's pretty
Both
unfortunate.
these teams are gonna suck. The Saints are gonna be at the bottom half, if not the bottom of the league. The Cardinals looking like they're gonna be right next to it.
It was not a pretty win.
But you don't blow out the Saints. You're not looking. All right, let's get to the Jets here. 34-32. Rodgers 4 touchdowns, no picks. Good showing out for Justin Fields. P4, what's your thoughts overall on the game?
I mean, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit and did it my intro, but I am upset. The defense didn't tackle. There was a couple silly penalties. Brandon Stevens is our big money free agent. He didn't look very good. Sauce Gardner looked good. I mean, he only gave up one catch to DK technically, but I don't know who keeps track of these stats. Who knows what the play call is? Is he in man? Is he in zone? Was he closest defender? Who knows? Was he passing a guy off? But that little dinky doinky catch, that was so silly. Jets being Jets, Brees Hall knows how to run the ball, but God, he might be, I don't know. Maybe if like the Chiefs took a flyer on him or something. I don't know. But like Brees Hall seems like a guy who could be like a little Saquon Barkley, where like everyone knows he's like good with the Jets, but if he goes to a really good team, that he's just gonna fucking explode. Because that guy can catch, he can run. I mean, oh my goodness. And I'd love for him to be a long-term guy. But you already got all this money wrapped up in Sauce and Garrett, and how many guys are you gonna go with? These are cornerstones. These are guys we're gonna pay in a fucking team that's never won. I mean, I get it if you're the fucking Legion of Boom Seahawks. Oh my gosh, how are we going to pay all these guys? Now, I get that the Jets have like all pros and Pro Bowls and all this stuff, but we ain't won shit. So we're going to waste cap on fucking losers? And I'm not calling these guys losers, but I mean, that's what we've been and that's what we did. So, Justin Fields has like a big money option. He looked good, but it was the play calling. I mean, I think Tanner Engstrand. I mean, throw any fucking guy out there. So I am excited for the offense, but that's cautiously optimistic, right? I mean, it was supposed to be the fucking defense. Will McDonald, the pass rush looked good. It was really a defensive backs. I like to see Stiggers get a chance. I like to see the rookie Azare Thomas get a chance. AVT getting hurt's the most bullshit fucking thing. But I think Josh Myers, the backup center, played a little bit of guard. And then Joe Tittman looked fine, I believe. So and the tackles looked fine, Membu, and then Fashanu. Wide receivers, interesting. We didn't get a lot of Arian Smith touches. I would like more of those. He had a good kick return during the game. But I think there was a lot of Josh Reynolds catches, a lot of Tyler Johnson catches. No Alan Lazard. Little bit of Brian. What the heck's his name? Allen. Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen, the big honking running back. And he got a touchdown. Good fancy waiver wire fancy pickup. Stash him. He's going to get the touches in the red zone. He'll probably average touchdown every 3 games. Problem is, I can't tell you which one, and I don't know what his final score. It might just be 1 rush for 1 yard and a touchdown. Was that a pick? But yeah, with the Jets, who knows? I'm cautiously optimistic once again, but you're letting up 4 touchdowns to Aaron Rodgers. This squad stinks. What are we going to do against other teams? Like, are we going to make Drake May look like a fucking Tom Brady? I don't want to see the Jets on fucking TikTok edits of other quarterbacks. That's the next goal. Who we play next? I think we play someone at home. Do we play the Broncos? No, we play the Broncos in London. Jets schedule. Oh my gosh. What are we doing? Lost to the Packers. Play the Bills at home. God fucking damn it. Who knows, man? I mean, the Bills look interesting right now. Technically, we'd be outscoring the Bills. So, who knows? Ooh, good cut by Ray Davis. But cautiously optimistic. More play calling like that. Get Arian Smith more touches. And who else? The Steelers. I mean, T.J. Watt, J.J. Watt doing the game. We knew he was going to go off. Oh, another big point. Justin Fields, read option. And TJ's just knows how to play that, right? It's a pretty simple read. You see his numbers, you give it to the running back. You don't see his numbers, you take it. TJ, he just has the hip flexibility to be able to do that. He's not going to show you the numbers, and then he's just going to smash it in the backfield. Hey, and run it to the other side. Check, 90-90, Reno, or Riverside, whatever you want to do. Boom, take it the other way. I mean, just avoid at all costs. We'll see. I haven't heard a whole lot of Bosa from this game, so who knows? They did get rid of Ed Oliver, so and I haven't seen a whole. I mean, Derrick Henry's running all over him. Maybe we do have a chance against the Bills. I'm not saying that the Jets are out of the division talks, really, because same thing with I think Josh Allen is the fucking Justin Herbert of the AFC East, because he hasn't really shown a whole bunch in the playoffs either. So I am that excited about the Jets. I'm saying division is within reach. Everyone else is 0-1. as well.
Yeah.
Next.
Yep. First week, you do play the Bills next, which kind of sucks. The Kansas City also plays the Eagles next week as well. The Giants ended up losing 21-6 to the Commanders. Good showing from Jacory Krosky-Moret, who had 78 yards and a 82 yards and a touchdown. Debo had 7 receptions for 77 yards. Washington looks good, but the Giants also suck, so we'll have to wait and see on that.
Russell Wilson looked terrible. He looked absolutely awful. I mean,
There's nobody
that
biggest-
I think that you have
You're
to go
only saying
Jameis
that 'cause you
Winston.
wanna see
I think they're
Jackson
trying that. I think you just Jackson Dart will learn from these veterans going down the line, but I think Russell Wilson is going to get Kirk Cousins like treatment middle of the season. I just think that he had no arm strength behind his passes. It just looked bad. It is like the passes he was throwing to Neighbors, it just looked like Neighbors was being like hospital balled. And it was just really just rough stuff I thought I saw from Russell Wilson. He didn't look like he had any zing on any of his passes. He's not really fast on his feet, light on his feet anymore, so he was very in the mud. It just really looked like a rough game for the Giants to where like eventually the Commanders found themselves in the second half. But yeah, Russell Wilson looked rough, and I think it's going to be, as long as he's starting, at least a long run, I guess, with him being the star for Giants fans.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on the Giants. Like you said again, that's probably not a team that's even really in playoff contention, but we'll have to wait and see behind that. Speaking of teams probably not in playoff contention, even though maybe the Jags, because that AFC South is kind of but the Jaguars ended up beating the Panthers 26-10. Travis Etienne had a really good game. He had a few nice breakaway runs. McMillan had some good catches. But other than that, it was a Jacksonville Jaguars show, and it just seems like Bryce Young can't get out of his own way a lot of times.
Leggett sucked. There was like 3 passes where he could not get his feet in bounds, and he even missed a block to where Mark Schlurth, the color commentator, was just like completely tearing into him, and he just like Young wasn't great, but I think it was definitely just like the team that the Panthers have right now is just it's still that first round, first overall pick. Like if your QB at least can give you a little something, or like Jaden Daniels and something like that. Like the Commanders look great with the QB, but they still, as a roster, don't have a lot. And I think the Panthers are just like the great value version of the Commanders. So I think that was rough for them. But yeah, the Jags, I mean, I'll be honest, like they look pretty good. I think the defense that I saw just looked pretty decent. I mean, the weapons that they have on offense, Trevor Lawrence didn't look bad. Is the Panthers that they didn't have a great defense last year, and I mean they don't have terrible cornerbacks, but yeah, they were able just to kind of get on by the Panthers defense today. And like you said, McMillan looked pretty decent. I think they had landed well there, but I think they're just in their skill position department got a long ways to go outside of Chuba Hubbard. So yeah, good win by the Jags, I guess, but Panthers definitely have a long way to go to try and get something going for Bryce Young.
Yep. So we'll have to wait and see on those two teams. Like I said, the Jags look decent, but it's also the Panthers. So next game, we'll talk about Cam Ward and his NFL debut against the Broncos. Lost 20-12. Really tough watch. The drop at the end of the game. Cam Ward looked pretty decent throughout the day. Howard, you can go ahead and talk about this game because I'm sure you're the one that probably watched the most of it.
Yeah, I at least tried to do my best. I was pretty kind of doing stuff during the game, but yeah, I was really impressed by Cam Ward. I mean, I'll just go and rip the Band-Aid off there. I think that was something that I was just really worried about. I was like, I hope he doesn't have an embarrassing NFL debut or he doesn't get absolutely slaughtered. And he had a lot of moments where it was just like the Broncos were all over him. And I think sometimes that was the play calling that set him up, which we'll get to in a second. But overall, I mean, the passes he was making were just really nice. And he has a lot of composure in the pocket. He was a little frazzled at times, but I thought overall he looked very just calm and still able to do what he wanted to do, even though the announcers were kind of like, I'm shocked he's still nonchalant in the pocket and stuff. And it's like, you got to be calm. You don't want to be like completely all on edge and stuff after you get sacked. That's Caleb Williams. We see it everywhere. And I think the way he kept his composure and still was kind of guiding the team along, I think that, if your the worst thing that you did on the day was just kind of throw passes a little too aggressively, I think as a quarterback, that's not bad. Like, he wasn't throwing him way inaccurately. It was just a little too hard, like right past the receiver's hands, because it kind of did hit receiver's hands a couple of times, and it just went way too fast. But Cam Ward was, he was gaming today. I'm really happy with that. And the defense. I really liked the defense today. Jeffrey Simmons got a couple of big pressures on Bo Nix. I thought he did pretty well. L'Jarius Sneed came back after missing the last 5 games of the season. Did good. I think one play he got cooked by Cortland Sutton. But other than that, I thought he did pretty well. I thought he was on the field, and, I think he did a decent job and stuff for us today. I think he was pretty aggressive, and the defense did what they needed to do till the end of the game. They started making some penalty mistakes, which we're going to come up on as well. But overall, I think the defense did a good job. They held on as they could without the offense scoring a single touchdown today. So, the defense, Cam Ward, I think overall don't really deserve any true battering. But then on the other side of the coin, I think that one thing that was clear today were the penalty calls were just killing us today. The amount of holding penalties were absolutely atrocious on us. There were a couple I disagreed with, but overall, most of them were just the new signing we got that was very high priced, Dan Moore Jr. He had a lot of complaints and 24 penalty calls in 4 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that was clear today that he still kind of has those problems. I think that overall, though, they didn't do too bad on the O-line. I think it was just really a lot of the penalties and non-discipline stuff that killed us there. I didn't think Pollard had a great day. His vision on a couple of runs outside of the rough blocking was just really not there, and he couldn't really get a whole lot of space for himself. I think the receivers didn't overall do terrible. Calvin Ridley started the game great, but man, at the end of the game, he had some terrible drops. And that's just stuff that it just kills me from our wide receiver ones. It seems like so often is just like we have good receiver ones, but they just drop passes like Ridley and A.J. Brown. And when we need catches the most, at least. And that was really tough today to go through that, and then some that Cam Ward just threw a little too fast. But like I said, Cam Ward overall did great. And so that was kind of the thing on our offense. And just really, I think that it was not. This was really a game I think I can expect from like a rebuilding team, It was just really undisciplined. And I think Brian Callahan is still very raw as a head coach, because you see Kyle Shanahan really like getting his system in the 49ers and like by year 2 and really infiltrating that kind of game from what he brought with the Falcons. I think Brian Callahan was still growing as an offensive coordinator on the Bengals before he even got this job and took over as the Titans head coach. And I think he's still very like, you're either too aggressive and do things way too crazy and you just suck, like kind of what B.M. Johnson went through, as we have, speaking of crazy, Mr. K still joined the call. But yeah, with the Titans overall, I just think I think this year it's going to be very interesting. Just kind of how Brian Callahan adapts. I think if our offensive line is still very undisciplined like they were this year or this week, next week, I forgot exactly who they're facing next week. But I think if they kind of keep that up another week of just penalty after penalty, holding after holding,
Play the Rams.
and drops the Rams, interesting. But yeah, I think if they do just exactly what they did and really don't learn anything next week, I think that would infuriate me because I think then the coaches just really aren't doing their jobs getting through most of our young players' heads, and even our veterans aren't really stepping in. So I don't know. I like what I saw from Cam Ward, and I think our defense is better than what I thought they were. Unfortunately, like the opposite for P4. The offense has a lot to work on, but it's week 1 of the season. I think like I said, I wanted to see good from Cam
All
Ward.
right,
I
no
saw good from Cam
touchdowns.
Ward.
Who is the first passing touchdown going to be to? Who will be the receiver?
It's definitely just gonna go someone with our offense. How it was at one point, it was like 1 reception Tony Pollard, 1 reception Chigakonkwo, 1 reception, 1 target to Calvin Ridley, 1 reception. It was like all 1 reception. So I think it's just gonna be someone like Bryce Oliver, just literally like Nick Westbrook Akine. Like everyone was like, what the hell is this guy going catching touchdowns for? And he was just week after week getting go routes and hitch routes, just short little passing touchdowns, or just like I said, a go route. And it's just like that's how Brian Callahan's offense works. It's not my favorite, but I like him as like in his interviews. I think he's intelligent, but we'll see as a play caller how he is the rest of the season and where his fate holds. Hopefully good, but yeah, who knows? Tighten up, regardless, forever and always. Go Cam Ward.
Okay, that was about as long as K-Stout usually takes on his analysis, so we actually move on. Yeah, let's see what Cam Ward will have against Miami. Everybody sees the tape, man. Pending contract man K-Stout over there. He doesn't have to show up on time. Moving on, the afternoon games. We had the 49ers beat the Seahawks 17-13. Brock Purdy had 2 touchdowns. McCaffrey looked okay. Darnold had a pretty crappy rating. Didn't really do too much. So have to wait and see. It's a good win. 49ers. The Seahawks. It all depends on how Darnold's going. I don't know if it's going to be.
I do have one crazy stat. I won't talk a whole lot about the team, but one stat here. We have Sam Darnold had 150 passing yards today total, and of those 150 passing yards, Smith and Jigba had 124 receiving yards, 13.8 yards per catch. So yeah, it was basically the Smith and Jigba show with
Yeah,
a
and he
loss,
looked really
unfortunately.
good.
But that's pretty crazy. He did. I mean, now that
I
he's
watched this
receiver
game
1, he's going to.
being little West Coaster or whatever, but I'm not a huge Seahawk guy, but I am kind of a Sam Darnold guy. They were not letting Sam cook. I'm not quite sure who the offensive coordinator is of the Seahawks. I know Mike McDonald. They're excited about the defense, and the defense did kind of hold its own for the most part. There was a couple 4th down stops, and they kind of made it work in their own red zone. But I feel like Sam could be left out of his shell a little bit. I mean, they had a good drive at the end of the half where they got a field goal, and they let Sam run a little bit, and they had him toss the ball around. He looked pretty good. And I get prevent defense into the half, and it's just a thing by Goodell to make games closer and hit the over. But let's say I'm out of his shell a little bit. Maybe Jackson Smith was the only one open. Maybe I'll whatever. But I do think Sam has a little more to offer than the Seahawks were letting him do.
Yeah, take the training wheels off a little bit. He proved himself. Minnesota. So,
Right, that's why you paid him. Oh shit! Tip pass touchdown. 4th and 2.
That's gonna be pretty good there. They're just getting down the wire. The main show of the afternoon slate, or was supposed to be, the Packers destroyed the Lions 27-13. The defense looks really good. Um, Josh Jacobs had a touchdown. Jordan Love had 2 touchdowns, one to Jaden Reed and one to Tucker Kraft. It didn't seem like Detroit could get going. They were down pretty early and just couldn't find the rhythm. It's pretty poor when your number one wide receiver and Amon-Ra St. Brown has 45 yards on 4 receptions. Jameson Williams, same thing, 23 yards.
Big money.
So,
Hey, did he like fix a pothole in St. Louis, or is there anything nicer over there? Has he given back to the community at all?
He's always around. I know that much. Dude just posts anywhere in his location.
At the Bean? No, sorry, that's at the Arch.
Yeah, not the Bean. Yeah, the Arch.
Michael Parsons had a
Wrong
good
money.
game. He had a sack. The defense looks good. Green Bay was, we kind of split there on the North picks. It was, I know I beat the Pack show. First game of the season. Have to see what it looks like for the Packers and the Promise. And then our final game of the afternoon slate was the Texans losing to the Rams 14-9. Puka had 103 yards on 10 receptions. CJ did not play very well. Actually, probably one of the worst PPRs out of everybody this week. But we'll have to wait and see. They were the pick in the AFC South. It kind of looks like a crap show. So we'll have to wait and see. It is week 1, but kind of a poop show there. And then now currently, this current score of the Sunday night football game is Bills 32, Ravens 40. This is the reason both these teams are 1 and 2 going into Super Bowl odds. Both these teams look great. Lamar, and if you get Derrick Henry running downhill, he's going to be on point. Then you have to worry about Lamar and his running capability, and then Zay Flowers is their deep ball threat. D-Hop had an insane catch here for the Ravens, so we'll have to wait and see on this game, specifically this game points with the Ravens.
Oh, great play action. Great play action.
So that's kind of our NFL. That's great words. Case Stout, first words on the pod. That's great catch, great catch.
I didn't get an intro.
Yeah, Chris,
Okay.
all right, let's move on to the professional but non-professional Week 2 college football slate. I'm only going to go over a few of these. We will talk about the Jayhawks, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this. There wasn't that many great games.
It's so silly.
Oh, the fumble! Oh, get it! Oh my gosh, a fumble! Derrick Henry fumble. Oh, the Bills have it.
It's going to be a
Sorry.
great down to the wire. Yep, case watching the game, not paying attention, kind of classic stuff.
I'm listening, bro.
Let's go to some of these bigger slates, the stuff that happened. Clemson escaped against Troy. That's kind of interesting because the ACC feels kind of wide open. I know Clemson's still a number 1 team, but he only beat Troy by 11, and they were down for part of that game as well, on a team they should have blown out of the water. So that was really interesting. They still got the win. The other big upset was USF beating Florida 18-16. USF is going to be my non-Power 5 conference pick for that 12 seed this year. That team is really good. I think I could see them losing a 1 game, maybe 2, probably just 1 though. This is the
That
biggest-
coach for
They play
you.
at Miami next, which will be that'll be their last major game that they play. They will play Memphis, who's okay. But everybody else kind of seems like a team they should be able to beat. I could see them losing 1 game to Miami here next week, but you never know. Miami looks really good, but good win on USF. That running back, Baugh or whatever, had a huge run at the very end of the game. Just set them up for a last-second field goal. Florida has one of the toughest schedules in all of college football. This loss is really bad. They may not even be a bowl team with the way their schedule is placed out. They've got to play at LSU next, then at Miami, then Texas comes to town, then they got to go to Texas A&M, play Mississippi State, who just had a big win over Arizona State. Got to play Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and then Florida State in the last game. I can see them winning.
That's an inside joke, by the way, for anyone listening.
That's where can I? How do I mute Kyle? Just freaking mute this kid.
I will say that right now I do like South Florida. They look pretty good against Florida. They didn't look terrible, but definitely,
You didn't even
definitely.
mute this video.
I'd say Tulane in the American Conference can still give them a run for their money. I do like what I've seen from them so far. Retzloff and that company have really been off to a good start. They've been consistent their recent years. So we'll see how that comes down the wire. That'd be fun. Conference championship matchup. But yeah, this college football slate, it was pretty interesting. I mean, you also had who got the upset as well. Mississippi State over Arizona State. Arizona State, Sam Levitt looked terrible. I thought he was a decent prospect after the playoff game last year, but I thought he played a god awful game, and it almost gave me like a Drew Lair kind of like reality check on the QB. And I don't think he's going to be going too far, so that's tough for Arizona State. They also didn't have a really good offensive line play. But yeah, that was also a big upset too. So a little shake up there. But yeah, I'll let you talk about the other big news of college football weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Baylor had a big win over SMU, ranked at the last-second double overtime. That was a really interesting game to watch. Iowa State won in the Cy-Hawk rivalry, 16-8 or 16-13, kind of a last-second thing. There was a few blowouts that were really impressive. Oregon beat Oklahoma State 69-3. Oregon looks like a number one contending team in the nation doing that. So I know it's Oklahoma State, but that's a Power 5 school, not a non-Power 5 school. So doing that is rather impressive. Miami had a big win, even though they weren't playing anybody. Ohio State beat Grambling 70-0. I mean, these aren't anything crazy that we're expecting, but just huge numbers. Let's get to the last three here. We'll talk. The big matchup where College Game Day was Oklahoma at Michigan. Oklahoma looked good. The defense looked really good. Michigan's like $12 million quarterback did not look good. He struggled throughout the entire night. Just seemed like they maybe got back into the game. Oklahoma would have something happen, go their way, and they kind of just dominated the game the entire time. Oklahoma looks like a team that could maybe compete in the SEC, not for a championship, but maybe fight for a late playoff spot or even get a nice, be like one of those upset type of teams where they're going to upset some teams that are trying to make the playoff this upcoming year. So watch out for Oklahoma. Michigan's still okay. They play in the Big Ten. They're going to have to win out basically now. I mean, unless they get a 2-loss and somehow still make the Big Ten championship. But that's a pretty crucial loss there. All right, let's get to the two teams of the dudes. P4, you want to talk about Duke, 45-19. Illinois looks really, really good. I don't think it's a bad loss, but I think it is.
He looked like Syracuse, their jerseys.
Yeah. It is kind of.
No, I don't want to talk about Duke.
Well, Duke actually played pretty decent. Illinois is a lot better than I thought.
Mensa looks good. I still like Mensa. I know he had a couple of mistakes, but I think he's still a true sophomore. So I think that one time was pretty unfortunate when I made a text in the group chat
Don't
and
listen to
afterwards
this
he had a
guy.
fumble.
Our fans,
Hey, but he still looked great. And,
whatever, he's a talking head,
Syracuse-
whatever you're going to do, but he is a pure pundit, Nick Howard. Everything he says.
They're 1-1. Both teams are 1-1. Duke, I think, still will have a good year. I think PC is right. I do believe that Illinois, really, a lot of people are not talking about them like they should. They lost some talent on the offense, but their defense still just looks as solid as ever. And I just think that like the Altmaier's developed into a decent QB. He's been there for a million years, but I mean he's done what he's needed to do, and at least win a football game for them with the talent they got around him. They still have some good receivers. I'm not too familiar with their names, but as they go on the season, I probably will. They look like an all-around, well-balanced team under Brett Bielema, who was Arkansas old coach. But yeah, I do think that Duke didn't look god awful, but they made enough mistakes, special teams, and everything else in like crucial moments that just if you can't convert a single one of those, you aren't winning the game, whether it's a close game or a blowout. And honestly, the reality check they needed, they got blown out. And maybe Manny Diaz hopefully will be a lot more aggressive in the future than the play calling he was kind of making too. That was very conservative in the middle of the game. They let it be a kind of slaughter in the end. But yeah,
Yep. And then K-Stell and I, we can talk about the
Go first. Go first.
Um, it's tough. It's a tough look. They're up 21-6. Then I don't know what Jaden Daniels was doing in the back. But he just decided to completely fumble the ball and get a safety, get all the momentum back to Mizzou. Mizzou's a good team. They're not going to win the SEC. KU offense looked good. Their defense is what's going to hurt them all year. Their defense is not good. Their linebackers are too slow. They can't get enough done on the defensive end to stop anybody. They're going to be an okay team. We're hoping that they end up being, I'm looking at this team now, and I think they could maybe go 8-4, 9-3 potentially. Hopefully they beat K-State and break the streak later on this year. JD looked okay. You kind of like when you start seeing, especially after that second half, the first half, you kind of saw the momentum going all towards Mizzou, and the offense tried their best to keep up, but like I said, the defense really killed the Kansas Jayhawks in their vibe. They're 1-1. This was one I really wanted us to win, but at the end of the day, it was week 2. The Big 12 looks as wide open as it ever has. Really a good team. I really think there's 2 really good, 1 or 3. You can put TCU in there, but Baylor has had some pretty good wins, and Iowa State looks pretty good. So I'm looking like an 8-4 team for us. I think Mizzou is going to be all we're going to make.
Utah's in there, aren't they?
Yeah, Utah's good too. They're still
Utah's
ranked.
good.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. It's just kind of how it is. That was our first real opponent we kind of played, so. But yeah, I can't wait to hear at school about everybody how Mizzou's going to go college football playoff. It's pretty obvious that they probably don't have enough to do that, especially in the SEC. But that's my takeaway. It's week 2. I'm hoping to be a bowl team. Wanted that one. Sucks to lose, but it is what it is. K-Stout, what'd you think?
Hey, as much as I don't want to say this, or listen, the rivalry between KU and K-State does not compare to the rivalry between KU and Mizzou. It is a hatred, and P4 has watched it in live action. Like, he's seen the history himself. It is a hatred that drives deeper than most other college football teams or college teams in general can understand. And it hinders me to say this, but Mizzou is a good football team. At the end of the day, they are going to be a top 3 SEC team, in my opinion. Kirby Moore is a fantastic OC. He is. He's a fantastic OC.
So you have Mizzou as a top 3 team. That means they're better than Texas. It means they're better than Georgia.
Yes.
They're better than Texas.
Trotter. Yes.
They're better than Texas.
I don't know how to explain this, but the
what
front
do you think,
7.
KU is supposed to be a 10-2 team?
I haven't gotten there yet. So hold on for a second.
Yeah, you just. Here.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm trying to
I
get.
can't listen to you anymore because you're stupid.
Of course
shit
not.
all
Of course not. Because I can't say Mizzou is a good team. Let me explain this.
Not
Kirby
when
Moore.
you say they're a top 3 team in the SEC.
They are. At the end of the day, they are.
It's a dumb
at
take.
the at the
It's a
at the
stupid take.
at
I
the
get
end of
it,
the
you
day.
like clips and
Stop.
views and you
Stop.
wanna race
Stop.
Baby, but now I'm about
Stop.
to walk off the
This is
podcast.
not. This is serious
I
talk.
really don't want to listen to you.
I'm one of the only Kansas fans out here that's saying the
You
truth.
think they're better than Georgia? You think they're better than
That's
South
not.
Carolina?
I didn't say
You think
that.
they're
No,
better
whoa,
than
whoa, whoa, whoa!
LSU?
Stop!
That's
Stop!
four teams that are better than Mizzou.
Do you
I just
do you
named.
want do you want me to give
I'm
you
not, I
a
can't
top
even hear
3
you. I don't know why
SEC
you keep arguing
ranking?
with me. Keep talking. I'm gonna go.
You want me to give you a top 3 SEC ranking? I'll give you a top 3. It's Georgia, it's LSU, and it's Mizzou. It's that simple. Kirby Moore is a fantastic OC. He does not have incredible playmakers. He does not have the greatest playmakers, but he does have talent around him, and he uses it to his abilities. Yeah, so PC can walk out whatever he wants to do. The front 7 of Mizzou is incredible. I have never seen a team run blitz another team every single time on play action and held them to that less of yards in my entire life. I've never seen that. And the only way that's possible is if you have a secondary who is intelligent, who knows the plays, and who are smart. Drink is a phenomenal coach. At the end of the day, he is. He is. He's a good coach.
Sound like a Mizzou podcast right now.
What do you? I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I'm just kinda shocked. You've given Mizzou a lot of praise before any K's thing.
The stars behind their names matter. They do. It absolutely matters. These kids, the guys, the stars don't mean they're bigger and stronger anymore. That's just how it is. They're not bigger and stronger. They're smarter. They're more intelligent. They know what their positions are. KU don't have those stars. They have 3 stars. Cool. They're physical and they're aggressive and they know how to, get after it and whatever, but they don't have that intelligence. When you're dropping into a shell 2 and you only have 4 people rushing, you have to know where your coverages are. And KU did not have that. They did not. And that's why they gave up 3rd and 14s and 4 and 10s and 4 and 11s. It's very simple. Coaches don't matter here. I know I complained about Lance punting on whatever is. I understand that. It's a personal endeavor thing. But at the end of the day, coaches can call whatever plays they want to. They can call cover 2, they can call cover 1, cover 3, corner blitz. They can call whatever they want to. At the end of the day, if the players do not know who they're covering, that's a problem. KU has worse players than Mizzou. They do. But at the end of the day, Fresno State is going to be a good team in the
What?
They are. I think that Kansas is going to run the Big 12. I think the SEC is better than they ever have been, in my opinion. They are going to be a conference that has no stopping them at all. And I believe that Kansas, in my opinion, is going to be in the Big 12 championship game at the end of the year. You want to know why? Because there's no other Big 12 team that will spend like an SEC team. There's not one. Kansas State comes out and acts like they're the biggest hotshot of them all. They paid $1.75 billion to a school who has a budget of $835 million, and they lost. The only other school, in my opinion, that can come close to Kansas's budget in the future is Lubbock. That's it. That's the only other school. Kansas and Texas Tech are not going to be in the Big 12 anymore. They're gone. They don't need to be there anymore. They're good at basketball, and they're going to be really good at football. Kansas, you know how much Kansas spent on their defense this year? $357,000.
I'm
Do
confused
you know how
on
much?
who's good and who's not.
Do you know
good.
how much the fifth best team in the SEC will probably spend on their defense next year? Probably $938,000. That's the difference. So when you have money, you can pay good players to come play for you. Kansas has good players enough to beat the Big 12. Who's their only tough opponents? Lubbock, Texas Tech and Lubbock and Ames? That's it. That's it. I don't think any other team.
Utah's really good.
I know Utah's good, but they're coming to the booth.
I think
They're
they're
coming to the
going to
booth.
win the conference, honestly,
They
by the
may.
end of the year.
They may. Sure, who cares? But at the end of the day, Mizzou has
I mean,
an
at the end of the
incredible
season,
win
that sucked.
streak. Mizzou has an incredible win streak. They have 4-star and 5-star players in their starting rotation. There's not a single 3-star that's in their rotation. Transfer or high school guy. There's not one. It's an SEC school. At the end of the day, if you're an SEC school and you're not spending money on 4-star or 5-star players, then what are you doing? You're not in the SEC. You're doing nothing. So yeah, Kansas lost.
Fucking Buffalo
Congratulations.
won.
Congratulations. Kansas lost to a Mizzou team who wins most of their home games. That's just what happens. Kansas doesn't have 4-star players. They have like 3, maybe. And one of them was a linebacker who could barely play. And now they're going against competition. They're going against UCF. Scott Frost. Oh, I'm so scared. I guarantee you right now, if Kansas State wins in Lawrence this year, I will post a video of me painting a Wildcat on my bare ass. That's all I got.
Okay. Whatever that was. If you want to call that an analysis.
I'm tired.
Me too. Let's just call it here. No, we just more stuff. Yeah, so clip that. Make sure
Syracuse won in overtime,
to-
and then the head coach made the players run wind sprints after the game.
Brand bound means business, man. You
Dude,
run
I love
sprints
that.
if you don't play
That's
good, win or
awesome.
loss.
That's awesome. Hey, NIL, suck my ass. You're still a student athlete. Fuck you. Put my pads on, coach. My girlfriend's up in the stands.
All right, so that's kind of
Get
it
in
for
the line.
NCAA
I'm the
football
backup long
for this
snapper. I'm
week.
not even on scholarship.
We will look back at this next week. We get some pretty good matchups here. Georgia at Tennessee. Wisconsin going to Alabama.
Alabama hung 70.
Scott McDermott,
Texas
he-
A&M at Notre
he
Dame for the
prayed to
big
Allah.
one at 6:30. So some good matchups going into week 3 of the college football slate. Speaking of college, usually we do college basketball. Those are kind of gonna be pushed off to the side till about October time. When October comes through, I will be doing my top 25 preseason. Doing 25 to 20, then 19 to 15, 14 to 10, and then 9 to 5, whatever. We'll figure it out from there. But that's going to take a little bit of a back burner because kind of giving all my analysis of preseason stuff that I can. Let's move on to the MLB race, the hunt for October. Okay, Stel.
Yeah.
Great.
Gotcha. No, I promise I won't go on a rant. I promise. PC, are you listening? I promise. We're going to start with the National League here first.
He's married.
I am. Isn't that crazy? You guys are all uncles. Just kidding. Milwaukee. 89-55. They're almost at 90 wins before the second week. I guess it is the second week of September. So that's pretty cool. Incredible. Philly is 5.5 games behind Milwaukee. They're playing well. Doing pretty good. And the Dodgers are 79-64. Not really the hottest team out there. Chicago.
Talk
They
about
want
Yoshi Yamamoto.
Yeah, Yamamoto. He's the Dodgers are listen. The Dodgers are the easiest team to talk about because no one really cares until the playoffs. They don't really care. They don't. Until Shohei's up there in the Fox booth or the TBS booth or whatever, they don't care. Chicago is playing decent. We'll see what they do in the playoffs. They don't look like they're built for the playoffs. San Diego, 78-65. Frank the Tank is crying. He's actually vomiting over the Mets having a 4-game lead over the Cincinnati Braves.
What?
Reds, my bad. I was going to talk about the Braves later. 4-game lead over the Reds. And then San Francisco, Arizona, St. Louis. All are at 72 wins, along with St. Louis. Wait a minute. Hold on. What am I looking at here? Okay, so Cincinnati and San Francisco both have played one less. Hold on. I'm just trying to get where I'm at here. I didn't know that there were 4 teams with the same amount of wins to the playoff card. Yeah, St. Louis and Arizona are 4.5 back from the playoff race, so you guys could maybe get there. St. Louis plays.
And take whose spot?
As of right now, it looks like the Mets. St. Louis, you guys play the Seattle Washingtons. Pray for you guys, please. I'll be a Cardinals fan this week. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'll tell you, you're about to get a good old Cal Raleigh highlight reel at this point.
No, dude.
That
Who's
boy-
your pitchers this week? Please don't tell me.
Dude,
Don't
oh my gosh.
don't tell
It's
me.
just,
Don't
even
tell
if
me.
it's sunny gray, it's just so
I don't
rough with them dudes, man.
Are they?
I don't
They're
even-
in Seattle, aren't they?
I think it is in
Oh,
Seattle,
God.
yeah.
Oh,
So it could be very rough, man.
Yeah, we'll see what St. Louis
Yeah,
does.
They have lost so many.
Yeah, they're doing fine. They played
Yeah,
like a
no.
million games. How are you guys
Trying to
72
pull it
and
up real
72?
quick. Probably.
I think the Royals are like
Yeah,
72
yeah,
and
winning
60.
so many games. We're not like fourth to last in the second half of the season.
And then after that
Yeah,
it goes.
really
Yeah,
much just.
yeah. Do you have anything else to say about the Cardinals during this MLB stint? It was so bad he had to leave.
Kirby, not god awful.
Okay.
And then Michael McGreevy against Logan Gilbert. Michael McGreevy is very raw as a rookie. But, the ERAs are not too far apart from each other. Besides Brian Wu and Miles Michaelis. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, Miami, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Washington, Colorado. Oh, Colorado's so bad. They are 40 and 103. They're not as bad as last year's White Sox, so that's cool. Let's go to the American League. Toronto is only let's check to make sure this is right. They are 2 games above the Yankees. Yay. So that's interesting. We'll see what they do in the playoffs. And then Detroit, of course, is doing pretty good as well. They're undeniable. Houston is 78-66. They're still rolling without their closer. New York holds that top wild card spot with 80 wins and 63 losses. So they are pretty set in stone for the playoff race unless something detrimental happens, which hopefully it does. Boston is 3.5 games, or not 3.5, 5 games out of the wild card spot. So it'll take a lot for them to get out of that. In Seattle, had a great road trip at 3-6. That's not good for a playoff team that had a 3.5, 4.5 game lead coming into their home road trip, and now they're 1.5 back to Texas, who decided to start playing good after their two best pitchers decided to escort the season. So Texas is hitting the ball well, doing their good job. Kansas City, the home team for PCNI, didn't have a good homestand, but they didn't falter like it seems like they should have for some weird reason. They're still 2 games out of Seattle. They play Seattle in a week from now, so we'll see where that takes them. And then Cleveland decided to sweep the Rays, jump a game ahead of them. So they're 2.5 games back from Seattle. The Rays, of course, are 4 games out because they played the most games of anyone. 71-72, and then the Angels, Baltimore, Athletics, and the Twins all have 60-ish wins. LA with 67, Minnesota with 63. And then the Chicago White Sox are still doing their thing with a 55-89 record. So what it looks like in my perspective is that the American League is for sure the league to look at when it comes to teams jumping somebody else. Because Seattle decides to do this every single year where they just lose every game in September. We'll see what happens when they play the Cardinals. It'll be interesting. I know P4 didn't have a great day today because the Mets did lose, but they do have a 4-game lead. P4, would you like to disclose your information about the Mets today? Your thoughts, your appreciations, maybe?
Brett Beatty. Brett Beatty and
Brett
Garrett Wilson
Beatty.
had good days. So that was good. Yeah, I mean, 2-3 to the Reds in Cincinnati, still with the 4-game lead. I'm not going to take my glasses off and chew them and rip up a necklace and all this kind of stuff, even though apparently that's what gets all the views if you're a Mets fan. But I still think we make the playoffs. Brandon Sproat looked good. Jonah Togg had a decent game yesterday. McLean looked incredible once again, 2 nights ago. Does he pitch tomorrow? I don't know. We got a couple things cooking with the young pitching staff. Kodai Senga did accept an option down at AAA, so hopefully he gets his head on straight. Francisco Alvarez has looked good since his IL comeback stint. He came back for this series. Who's to say, man? I mean, I hope we string some wins together. I don't know if we're able to take it back from the Phillies, but I'd like to.
Yeah, you kind of hope so. Hopefully you guys beat up on the Phillies so the Royals can have a shot at them. P4, I don't know if you've been paying that much attention. It's kind of hard to pay super close attention to the Royals once the other teams are in full effect. You have any thoughts? You have any prayers? You have any considerations? Hopefuls? Nothing? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll give a little spiel about the Royals. Not a good homestand. The math for their side didn't work out, but the math for the Mariners didn't work out either. Bobby Witt Jr. is hurt, by the way, if anyone hasn't noticed. Matt Cottrell did not have a good day today, so that's cool. The only thing about today that impressed me is that Jack Haglione had a 13 pitch at bat and he took a walk, which is sad to say. in my opinion. But he took a walk on a 13 pitch at bat, so that's cool. His only at bat of the game, by the way, left-handed hitter. Who was pitching today for the Twins? Nick, do you know who was pitching?
Left-hander for the Twins? I
Nope.
don't think so.
Not a left-hander.
For the Twins.
For the Twins, not a left-hander. A right-hander pitched for the Twins today. Jack Caglione had one at bat.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was Bailey Ober. Bailey Ober was pitching today for the Twins, and Matt Quatraro decided to say Jack Caglione and Carter Jensen, who are both top 100 prospects who have made it to the league, to sit your ass down. We don't need you. Nick Lofton and Grichuk will do the job because that's kind of what... Oh, gosh. No, it doesn't make any sense. You know, at the end of the day, you know, young managers will have troubles, and I'm kind of tired of having those troubles with Matt Quatraro because he's really good at some points and he's really bad at others. Like putting Randall Grichuk up against a righty for 3 full innings. Oh gosh, sickening. So yeah, American League is pretty tough right now. About a game and a half out from Seattle. We'll see how that works. It's getting close to the wire. Other than that, you know, the MLB is going to be tight until literally the very end. So, PC, go on with your spiel.
Yeah, we just got one thing left, and we did have a UFC fight this last weekend. A pretty interesting one in that there was no fight of the night given out. Don't think.
Is that true?
I don't think there was.
No, Benoit Saint Denis got a performance of the night. Mason Jones got a performance of the night.
Doesn't say here.
Ante Delgila got a performance of the night. Kawhi Fernandez got a performance of the night. I think there wasn't a fight of the night. I'm not seeing that. But parlez-vous français? We got UFC Fight Night Paris, France. Imavov versus Baraujo, the Fighting Nerds. Oh, what do we call these guys now, huh?
I don't know.
But let's start at the top of the card, as we do. Or really quick, Patricio Pitbull versus Lucene Kiete, who was this...
Kita.
Yeah,
Lucene Kita.
And you talk about it a little bit, Howard, but he was cut. He was signed. He was supposed to have a big fight. I mean, he's a 2-time Octagon champ. What's going on?
Well, he usually fights at 155, and he had to go to 145 for the featherweight division UFC in this one, so he had to drop weight. It was short notice. That all being said is just if you have one of those mindsets of winning the championship and being off the ground and running day one in the UFC, you know, you got to be ready for anything. And he just wasn't ready with, I mean, yes, it was short notice, but I think it was just by a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe shorter, a little shorter. But he still had a little time to go and obviously get down to 145. And then, yeah, he was 3 pounds over at the weigh-in. And it's just one of those things. Sometimes, like, fighters do just kind of get put on there, especially that's happened to a Contender Series fighter before, where they were like put in with like a week and a half notice after being told they were going to be on the Contender Series that year and later that year, and ended up getting cut because they missed weight by a few pounds or a little over. And it's just one of those things where it's just kind of business, and it sucks for Kita, but yeah, in the end, hopefully he bounces back and finds
Yeah,
someplace
this
cool.
isn't the end for him. He can do something to get back in the UFC. I'm sure Octagon would love to have him back. PFL, all these things. But the real card starts with Sam Hughes versus Shauna Bannon. Submission rear naked choke by Sam Hughes. This was a good one. This is a good ladies fight to start out the card. Sam Hughes, the American, I mean, I'm not quite sure how they're going to do in the women's what weight class is this? 15. I think that's flyweight. 'Cause they call it something different in the women's. Strawweight.
It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got it up too. So strawweight division, Shauna Bannon down to 7-2. I'm sure the UFC would have liked to see her win. She would have been 8-1, and kind of a European prospect there. But going up the card, we got Renat Fakhridinov taking on Andreas Gustafsson. Andreas Gustafsson, who won his last UFC fight, it was a pretty good fight actually. He got the decision win over Chaos Williams. Finro here, Dinov, the Russian, he's kind of an interesting looking cat. He's like a little Mongolian puncher. I mean, he's got all these KOs, a little bit of submission guy. I don't think he trains with the Dagestanis, but he is a Russian. He looks really good. I'm really excited to watch this guy. I do like when he's on there. But I was honestly a big fan of Gustafsson after his Chaos Williams win. But welterweight right there, KO in the first minute of the first round. That's 2 for 2 on finishes. Robert Brzezicki takes out Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares, take your ass back to the Apex, man. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Get your ass on the plane. Stay in your round 3 of 3. That's 3-0 or 3-3, 4-3 on finishes. Then we move on up the card. Sam Patterson takes out Trey Waters. Trey Waters, who I was excited to see, he was kind of a prospect, but Sam Patterson, the lengthy Englishman, who sounds absolutely ridiculous. I mean, everyone likes Paddy Pimblett and all these guys, but come on, these English people, their act with their little pronunciation of such words, whatever, dude. Get out of yourself.
The Bales.
Dude, whatever.
For it.
But 4 for 4 on finishes. Kue Fernandez takes out Harry Hardwick. Harry Hardwick, man. What the heck?
Brutal, man.
I know.
What the heck with Harry Hardwick? That's us. Like, that was just so brutal when he couldn't literally stand up to like respond to the ref. I was like, oh my god, his calves were just shot. That was crazy.
It's a good game plan. I mean, I don't think that works against anybody.
That's how
but if
it
you
works a lot in like
realize-
kickboxing and stuff. But like, yeah, he was just so quick with his like calf kicks. I think it was like too late by the time that Hardwick just noticed that like they were literally on fire. And once he had that last kick, it was like stop bouncing on a trampoline. Your body's just so tired.
Both of them too. He was trying to switch stances. Oh my goodness. So it was a calf kick in the very first round. That's the other thing. Like we've seen bad calf kicks that have taken really a lot out of a fighter. It happens in once a card, if not more. But in the first round, he was able to finish him due to calf kicks. That's a lot of damage very quick. I think he only landed like 11 or something.
Even in like kickboxing where that's the goal, that is like something super rare just to like not be able to stand with how many kicks you take over time. And like, I'm not sure if just Harry Hardwick was skipping leg day in the middle of his training in camp or something.
I mean, his legs didn't look like as far as his physicality coming out. Like he looked like an athletic guy. Like
he looked fine. Yeah, he didn't look like a whimper. He was a good fighter on a Cage Warriors, but like. He was a champion, I think, on Cage Warriors. But I mean, yeah, he just unfortunately, like, it was like you said, it was just so quick and ridiculous.
Then we have our Mirko Krokop clone, Ante Dehila, the Tom Aspinall training partner, the Croatian walking trouble. Very excited to see this guy. This was his UFC debut. He's 35 years old. Takes on Mycene Tybura, who's a top 10 heavyweight. Did he lose to McParkin or did he beat McParkin? He beat McParkin at UFC Fight Night in March. I think that was one of McParkin's first losses. Yeah, that's his only loss, his decision loss to Mycene Tybura. And here we go. Walking Trouble comes in, walks him down, uppercut, ground and pound. This is 6 for 6 on finishes to start the card. So, incredible there. Antin Dejia. Heavyweight's a mess. Now, he is Tom Aspinall's training partner, but I'd love to see a big Croatian guy like this just clean up the bottom of the heavyweight division, because that's what we need. We need fun fights out of the heavyweight division. Umar Sy did not get a performance of the night, but holy smokes, did he look good today? 12-1.
A
Brinson
lot of people on
Ribeiro.
Reddit were like clowning on him kind of just for being like an octopus and just going and like kind of slouching around, but he looked dominant. This is kind of what I'm talking about when like Chimaev versus Usman kind of performances where they just go and take down the guy and pound the guy until the fight's over. Like this was crazy good, I think, from Sai. How he just like once he took him to the ground the first time, he was not let him up at all. And yeah, I mean you can go a little more into depth, but I liked what I saw from Sai in this. I think that he can get some good wins in light heavyweight after just gas himself out in the last one.
Yeah, him versus Alonzo Minefield. That was supposed to be this fight, and again, Brinson Ribeiro is a good fighter, but he's no one really for the most part. If you're trying to build a title case, Alonzo Minefield was supposed to be that stepping stone. He got that decision lost to him, and then we have Duwon Jung and Tuko Tukos as his other UFC fights. So Omar Sy is a guy. I mean, Octagon champ. He also fought with the KSW for a couple of years. He is a guy that I think can do some stuff in the UFC, but Alonzo Minefield decision loss, good first round KO against I don't want to say a nobody, but a nobody. So we'll see what he does. Light heavyweight, there is some stuff to be desired. So I am excited to see what he does next. Moving on up the card, another Frenchman. Sure looks like it. William Gomez versus Robert, the Polish. I'm sure just everyone from Poland wants to call themselves a Polish hammer or whatever. Robert Baker Uchala. I don't know how you pronounce that L with a dash through it. But William Gomez got the decision win. This was the first decision of the fight of the card. Fight number 8. William Gomez looked pretty good in this fight. A little back and forth. Unanimous decision. 15-3. How many UFC fights does he have? It's not many. Yeah, I mean he's beat some guys, couple split decisions. So I'd like to see a little bit more out of this guy. He was pretty high up on the card. He is a Frenchman. Exciting to see what he'll do next. And then Robert Ruchala, the faker. This guy, I mean, physicality, he looked way big. This was his UFC debut, KSW champ for, I mean, forever, it looks like. 8-1 in the KSW. This was his UFC debut, as I just said. So we'll see what he does next. Just the French guys are kind of stacking wins on this card. Speaking of, Axel Sola versus Reese McKee. Reese McKee, he was supposed to be kind of this good fighter, and Alex Sola kind of fraud checked him a little bit here. It was a good body shot. Holy
Sola
smokes.
looks nuts. I actually think
Yeah.
Sola looks, dude. Like I don't even
Well,
know if
Reese
this is a
McKee
fraud check.
was a guy who was talked about.
Sure,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
I think McKee didn't look terrible in that, but I think
he was
Sola
a-
just like he was a former champ also outside of the company, but he looked nuts on this fight. I liked him a lot, for sure in this. I think he'll do a lot of good things down the line.
Yes, he did look good. Reese McKee, I think I remember him from The Ultimate Fighter when Connor did it. He's he may be a Connor kind of prodigy guy. But Axel Sola did look very good. He was a slight favorite going into the fight, but in the third round, finally got the finish. Reese McKee, we'll see what they do with him next. He was a slight underdog, very slight underdog. It was mostly a pick 'em. But welterweight division, there's a logjam there. I mean, we're talking about 45 next week. We got a number 1 contenders match against with a guy who just lost to the champ, and another guy who's a part of the team who lost a bunch. And we got welterweight that's a logjam. I mean, how
Yeah, I
many good
think
guys are you gonna put in this?
At
division?
least Sola's one of those guys I think you can move up slowly. I think Reese McKee was a good start and stuff to like the beginning of his UFC career, and then I think you can go like level by level because there are levels in welterweight that like at this point
Absolutely.
like they're going to have to wait their
But
turn.
he has
and
an
I
O.
think Sola could capitalize on that. So yeah,
But
exactly.
he has an O. like, and I know that you're not the biggest Bo Nickel guy, but there's been guys, fighting nerds, that we've been fans of. And when I say we, mutual fans of, where these guys have zeros. The UFC knows that a zero in a title fight is a lot better than a fucking Sean Brady losing to Michael Morales before Michael Morales loses to fucking uh, whoever, Izzy or Bilal Muhammad or something. And then, like, it just kind of goes Leon Edwards, and then it goes into this whole circle, and you go, okay, now everyone's lost to everybody. Who the fuck is next? But yes, I don't think that they don't give him Leon Edwards next. I do think the next, but try to get him up. But if he keeps on getting zeros and keeps on getting finishes, it's tough to keep a guy down. Next fight, holy smokes, Mason
One of
Jones.
the best ones of the year. That was crazy.
Yeah, I was picking against
Oki
Mason
did
Jones.
really
I'll admit it.
good, but he just gassed after that first, and Jones was a lion.
Gosh, I thought he could have done it once he survived the first round, because yes, Mason Jones had a great survival in the first round, but then Oki had a good survival in the first round. Mason Jones almost finished it himself. And me and a friend of the podcast, Blatty, we're watching the fights, and we were talking about it. We are like, oh, dang, well, who won it then? Because Mason Jones had the submission attempt, but Oki had like the first hit, and he probably landed more strikes, and he maybe did more damage, but submission attempt. So, well, how do you level those two out? But it doesn't matter. Elbows from Mount. Mason Jones got the W. Oki he's athletic. He looks good. He looks a little bit like a Hakeem Buckley, Kevin Holland. These guys who are fun, very athletic, but are known to get caught in certain kind of things. Like he's a get rich or die trying kind of fighter, right? I'm gonna give it all out to kind of possibly give it up. And hey, those are my favorite fighters. Absolutely, I've said it once before on this podcast. I'll say
I
it
do,
again.
guys. Yeah, pressure fighters are really fun, but they also have a bad tendency of just being complete ass for the next 2 rounds after the first, and that
Is
was
Oki
kind
ever
of what
going to be a
Oki
champ? But can he fight
did.
for
He's got a long way to go, at
5
least
years
for
in the
sure.
UFC? Can he fight for 10
He
years?
he
in the
looked
UFC?
good. His talent was great. I think he just very much needs to know how to condition himself, kind of like how who was I just talking about earlier? Had the conditioning issues, and he did pretty good eventually. That took a loss last time. I don't know, but that's kind of the name of the game.
Omar Sy.
Omar Sy, thank you. Yeah, he gassed himself out in the first round, and I think obviously he wasn't out of the first round, but he still did what he needed to do, and he looked composed, and it wasn't like erratic. Everything had purpose, and I think Oki looked erratic in that first round. He was doing stuff, but at the same time, he was not protecting himself. So, yeah, this was a really good fight, though. Mason Jones impressed me a lot. This was one of the better comebacks I've seen in a while for UFC.
Yeah, good one by Mason Jones. This is another finish. I believe that makes it 9 out of 10 so far on the card. And then Modest Bukauskas, Paul Craig, RIP Paul Craig, retired from the UFC. He's done for 9-10-1 in his UFC career. Who did he beat?
Jamal Hill and one other guy I can't think of.
Magomed Ankalaev, the fucking champ.
Nice. Yeah.
Magomed Ankalaev in 2018. But yes, Paul Craig, he ends his career on a Volkan Ozdemir loss, Johnny Walker loss. Oh, sorry, he got an Andre Muniz win. Then a Brandon Allen loss, Caio Borralho loss, Bo Nickel loss, Rodolfo Bellato no contest after the canceled bout, and then Modestas Bukauskas loss. Modestas Bukauskas had one of the most vicious ground and pound elbows to finish this fight I've ever seen. It was a buzzer beater first round. Paul Craig survived the first round. Bell saved him, takes a final elbow. Bukauskas gets up, goes to his corner, and Paul Craig is just spilling out of the side of his head, cannot move from the final elbow. Made it under the bell, but it was a 5-minute first round knockout by Modestas Bukauskas. Just vicious elbow. He was able to get the shoulders behind it. Elbows and knees, name of the game. Clinch, stepping on the foot, shoulder strikes against the cage, all these little things is what I thought made the Fighting Nerds the Fighting Nerds. It's what made Kamaru Usman. All these guys who use every part of their body and is able to create space to then limit space to perform damage, to perform knockout strikes, to perform high damage strikes, to be able to keep pressure. I think standing up is more of the pressure game. On the ground and in the clinch is more of the power game. Just 10 out of 10. Modestas Bukauskas did it the right way. If you're looking for like the P4 main man for Way Out West, how do you fight right here? And we've all had our jokes about Paul Craig on this podcast. And I'm not saying that Modestas Bukauskas versus what about him versus Bo Nickel? That would be quite the fight, huh? But Bukauskas, incredible. Just that elbow at the end, man. It's just well done. Congratulations to him and Paul Craig. Have a good retirement. They shout out his podcast. I'd rather you guys watch our podcast than the Paul Craig podcast. But if you guys want to see the Paul Craig podcast, then try to find it yourself.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah. All right, co-main event. Fighting Nerds coming out. Mauricio Hufi versus Benoit Saint Denis. 10,000%, brother. Mauricio Hufi, no chance he lose to Benoit Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis, easy money Moicano. Loses in France to easy money Moicano. Performance of the night, gets the win. Rear naked choke, face crank. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. This guy, he has zero wrestling, brother. I mean, what is going on at the Fighting Nerds? So they just have fucking speed bags all over the place?
Yeah, that was just a rough ground and pound performance. I thought that he did good on his feet for what he had, but once St. Denis realized like how easily he could transition to where he wanted to be on the ground, it was kind of just rough. And I think Rufi will bounce back, but he's got to learn 100% in the division he's in too with lightweight. How many wrestlers are in that damn division? He's got to learn how to be better on the ground because he just got absolutely like so badly destroyed to where like Saint Denis was comfortable just going back rear naked choke. It was quite brutal, but I think Rufi still has good potential. Just a lot to work on for sure.
Yep, Fighting Nerds are now, there's only 2 remaining that are undefeated. It is Caio Barajo and Mauricio Hufi. Whoa, speaking of that, Caio Barajo is next up, main event versus Nazanim Imavov. Now, this fight, gosh dang it, there was so many finishes. I thought I could sneak it in. I was gone for this fight, I believe, right as the walkout started. I was unable to see the event. I'm going to rewatch it. But from what I saw from certain X clips and rewatch and seeing the stats from the fight and just being on X and being a degenerate about UFC in general, it looks like Barajo almost kind of same problem. Was unable to really get anything going. Kind of waited for the fight to come to him, and then Imavov just kind of applied the pressure. A little bit of grappling. Went in his favor and then just really didn't give Barajo a chance. I think the final tally was a 45-50 and a couple 46-49. So this wasn't close really at all. If you caught it in the coward.
Yeah, I did. Sorry. I really was interested or impressed, I should say, with Imavov's striking ability in this one. The striking ability I thought was very fluent. I thought he was really just hitting him pretty hard, and Kyle was taking some hits. So shout out to Kyle's jaw. That is for sure doing good. But yeah, I said this to actually PC or P4. Not too long ago that like Kyle was definitely one of those fighters I saw in the Fighting Nerds that he's good at everything, but he's not great at anything. And I wasn't really too confident in his ceiling. I think he's a good guy. He can beat the bottom of the division for sure. He's very technical on his feet and stuff, but Imavov just showed him a striking masterclass that he wasn't ready for. And yeah, I don't think that Barajo is going to be a title contender out of the Fighting Nerds. It is a tough start. I do think he will do good, at least in the middleweight. I don't think it's a tough enough division for him to like just completely forever be out of the title contention. So who knows? But I think Imavov looks really good. Unfortunately, he does deserve the title shot. It just is against somebody which I think is going to kick his ass in Chimaev. I think Khamzat is just not even going to let him get a strike off, in like a good strike off in that fight. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see how this division goes. We still have fluffy Aaron Hernandez. Gosh, who am I thinking
Vancouver.
of?
Hey, if there's any lawyers that listen to the podcast, immigration lawyers, let me know. Can I go to Canada if I have priors? It's just out. to
Good
the
question.
fans.
Good question to know hypothetically.
Asking for a friend.
But yeah, asking for a friend.
I'd like to
But
go
yeah,
to UFC.
Fluffy
Vancouver.
Hernandez against who am I thinking of? Rainier de Ritter will be a good one in Vancouver. And yeah, middleweight is interesting right now. Imavov looks pretty good. He deserves a title, but we'll see who faces Jemaev.
All right, that really does it for this fight. Next week is going to be good. I will be doing my other job, just giving back to the community and coaching football at this time next week. Or not this time, but the time of what you're looking at on your screen.
The
UFC fight Saturday.
Canelo
know,
Terrence
bro.
Crawford pre-show.
Oh my gosh.
If you hit the next button, does it show the Canelo card?
No.
I care.
Everybody cares. Everybody cares.
No.
Viva Mexico, cabrones! Dude, I gotta actually let's do it live on the pod. I gotta send money to someone because I wasn't able to make it to the casino. Is there
Oh man,
crickets?
I am
Right,
excited
there's
for that
crickets.
main event
Like
though.
actual
That
crickets.
Silva versus Lopez fight should be pretty good. But yeah,
this'll
the
be a
rest
good
of this
fight.
card
Kevin,
is
Kevin
interesting.
Gastelum has a main event, I guess,
Main event, main card.
or not a main
but
event, main card. Fight.
Yeah, take that as you will. It is interesting. I think that Rob Font is unfortunate that he didn't have the Raul Rosas co-main,
I know,
but
that would've been so cool.
it would have. I was a little nervous for him, but at the time I like grew. I was like, you know what? If you're gonna throw Raul out in the deep end, why not? But unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
Anything else cool in here? Jared Gordon, Rafa Garcia, Alexander Hernandez, Diego Ferreira should be a good one. Santiago Luna, I think he's making his debut. He's undefeated. Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. Cedric Dumas, are you shitting me? Gosh, they'll do fucking anything for that kid, huh? And people have done less and gotten fucking. But yeah, that kind of does it for UFC. Excited, and then Viva Mexico Cabrones for Canelo.
Yep, Canelo Crawford should be a really good fight. I don't know anything about boxing, so it's like gonna be like the Jake Paul fights.
That's what Dana says.
Okay, yeah, let's wrap this up because we are kind of running. We're at 2 hours now. This is a long podcast. Let's do our last lip around, and then you guys can say what you want. And then this thing.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What about Smart or Dumb?
Don't have questions. It's okay. It's 11:30.
Kyle
It's 2
canceled
hours.
so many plans.
All right, Kyle, you can go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. Isaiah Pacheco should not be on the Chiefs. Brett Veach is a clum.
Who wears 27? Why doesn't Kareem Hunt?
Congratulations for drafting Trent McDuffie. Congratulations for drafting Xavier Worthy. Congratulations on drafting the guys who were the best in their fucking class. Congratulations. And congratulations for not paying one of them. How about that? How about that? Congratulations for not paying a single player that is good, other than, let me think. Oh, I mean, we could maybe say Patrick Mahomes, since your daughter said nobody but Mahomes on that stupid freaking documentary you guys had. I text Nick Howard about this, by the way. If the Chiefs end up sucking this year, we know why. We know why. We know why. We know exactly why. And I prepared myself for a suck-ass season by the Chiefs. So, if they do end up sucking, I won't be mad. If they end up being good, I'll be more surprised if the Chiefs are good than they are bad. That's actually what my stance is right now. If the Chiefs are going to win the AFC West, I will be more surprised than if they have a season where they barely make it into the playoffs. That's my opinion. I already talked about the Jayhawks. I already talked about the Royals. Other than that, like hopefully maybe the Jayhawks basketball team is good. But at that point, I think that there's going to be like 3 injuries that probably dictate the season, and that'll be it. So congratulations to the Bills winning the AFC Championship game, or the Ravens. I don't care whoever it is, Ravens or Bills. Congratulations, because I don't think the Chiefs are going to make the AFC Championship game this year. Because Brett Veach is an idiot. Idiot. I-D-O-I-O-T. My bad. I-D-I-O-T. Because he decided to not pick a running back in the draft this year. And picked a bunch of losers. And decided to pay a guy who isn't that good a lot of money. And our best defensive player, other than Chris Jones, nothing. So, Trent McDuffie, thumbs up for your rookie contract. And that one guy from East Europe, congratulations for getting a bunch of money you don't deserve. Congratulations, Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is still really good. He will be really good. He'll probably try to backpack maybe 10 wins this season. Maybe. With the schedule he has. By the way, it's legal to criticize people in their positions who have won multiple things. It's actually legal. It's legal to do that. I cannot believe Isaiah Pacheco is the starting running back for the Chiefs. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. I can't believe it. I watched a play. It was a zone read to the outside, and Andy Reid drew it up. He said, let's do this. Let's do this. Here's what Andy Reid said in his head. He said, what if we did this? What if we had a run play where our possibly rookie of the year tackle was out there blocking a corner? And Isaiah Pacheco said, you know what, Andy Reid, that's a great idea. I'm going to run towards the defense. And that's exactly what he did. And you know what that did? That gave the Chiefs 3 points. 3 points. Because Isaiah Pacheco thought that he could run through the defenders at maybe 200 pounds? That's how much I weigh. That's how much I weigh. You give me enough beers, I can run through that defense.
Nope.
Chiefs season, I don't think it's going to be good. I think Denver, there you go. Chargers, congratulations, there you go. There you go. Look at PC. He can't believe it. Kyle, he can't believe it. Kyle, he's so stupid. He can't believe. You know what? Sometimes PC, we have to.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, So we deserve pain, which we do. We do. We've been blessed by God Almighty. We've been blessed. So long. When do we deserve it? When do we deserve it like these two guys right here? They've been suffering for so long. We're getting it. It's coming. It's coming soon. It's closer than you think. That's all I got.
Howard, what do you got to say?
Yeah, I guess we have Cam Ward doing really good. Made me happy at the end of the day, even with the loss. LSU 2-0. They did not do too great against Louisiana Tech. Still did pretty good. Clemson dub was clutch. I'm excited to see them rest of the year, especially going against Florida. Cardinals are Cardinals. At this point, just give me the next season. I've been telling Kyle all about prospects. So there you have it there. But the Memphis Grizzlies didn't really do too much in the off season. That season's coming up though, as much as the college basketball season. And I'm interested in LSU's men's team this year. They had Dedon Thomas, a point guard from UNLV, pretty good transfer. We'll see how they turn out this year. Liverpool looks a lot of expectations now with Isak signing. They need to be the best in the Premier League, otherwise the jokes will fly. Rightfully so. We'll see how that turns out. I'm excited for their next game this Saturday, I believe. Other than that, yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on in sports, a lot of opportunity, like the tennis and stuff championships was on TV. I was watching that earlier. That was pretty intense. And yeah, just a lot of stuff going around in the fall season that's coming up, that's here, at close to the playoffs, like MLB. It's just everywhere you go, and that's what I love about sports. Is even when like I'm really busy, I'm still watching it out in the surroundings of myself, and that's what I was doing today with NFL football. So, welcome back, NFL football. College football should be a roller coaster ride, especially now that Bama just straight up sucks, which is fun. And yeah, go sports.
Man for Way Out West.
Yep. Support sport, like, donate, subscribe. We got a couple folks in the chat right now. I would say I would ask Kyle who allowed you to get a mustache, but I only have a couple minutes. So
My wife.
I'm
My
gonna
wife.
keep this
She
rolling,
said it.
and I'm gonna talk over him because he doesn't gotta talk.
Wait. No, my wife said yes. And she said yes after she left the apartment for the Mizzou game. Can you believe that? Like, what does that even mean? I was going hard on the Mizzou game, KU game.
And
She
how
left.
about that fan at halftime? You think she tried to get them digits?
I hope that fan. I hope there's somebody.
I hope
there's
nothing
a-
but the best for that fan.
I
So
hope,
like,
I hope
donate,
there's a-
subscribe. We're
I have something to
we're
say
going on a
after
world
people-
tour around the world. Comment your city, and we'll stop by your city. The Dudes and Sports World Tour. That's in the makes right now. And then what else? I think that just about does it. I think I just can't even stop talking for a second to let Kyle in. So I'm just going to keep this rolling and try to pass off the baton pretty seamlessly to PC. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining us. And goodbye, folks.
I hope
Bye.
that Mizzou
See,
fan.
you can't give him a fucking chance.
I hope that Mizzou fan with the prosthetic leg. I hope that somebody from John Brown's family tree comes and pulls it off.
Oh, my
and
God.
then
No,
hands
turn
it
it
back,
off.
and
Don't let
hands
him
it
talk
back,
about this
and
stuff.
hands
This
it
is
back
so
to him.
goofy.
And
Like,
This isn't
says,
even real.
remember,
We're live at 9:30 on Sundays. If you want to continue.
7:30 Pacific.
Yeah, 7:30 for U.S. Coasters.
This is the best podcast we've ever had.
Thank God that we don't have to